Yeah.
Hey guys, it is Monday. It's 2 o'clock and it's time for the weekly drip. Do you have our theme music yet? I'm going to keep putting this on you.
No,
Okay. You've
no.
got to hurry up and learn how to play guitar.
Wyatt's working on it.
Nice.
Yeah. That little boy, he's gonna be something, I tell you what. Um,
All around kid, American kid. Guys, I am Chris Pesek with the Dripping Springs home team at Pesek Properties. This is my good friend, Ashley Tullis, owner of the Atomic Properties Group at Keller Williams Realty. And we get together at 2 o'clock on Monday to talk about Dripping Springs, talk a little bit about real estate sometimes, and we're going to kick off with that today. So, why don't you go back to telling the story that you were just telling me?
well, I don't know if the public at large realizes this,
They don't.
but Austin has solved the affordable housing crisis. I
Dun
saw
dun dun.
this big, beautiful sign. I mean, it was nice and shiny and bright, and it said homes from the 90s.
It's amazing. God.
Homes from the
And
90s.
here we are out on this side of the world with median values at like 600 or 650 or whatever it is right now.
No, dude.
Are they higher now?
Higher. Don't you see my stuff every week? We
I
are
do.
solidly in the eights, knocking on $1 million doors
For
most.
median. Anyway, I digress. Go back to Austin solving the.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, houses from the 90s? What is this, 1990? What's going on here? It was a mobile home park.
Yeah.
And I was so like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't even know it existed. So it was really, really interesting to even see that price point.
Yep.
And then it made me really sad that it's going to cost you six figures to get into a mobile home.
Because you and I both know if it's from the 90s, ain't no house in there that's in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's like some of the signs up around Dripping Springs. Homes starting from the 350s. What?
Oh, those signs have been there a long time and they need to be updated.
That's a fact. That is
So
a
yeah,
fact.
so I know I'm being really tongue in cheek about it, but it is an issue. It's a huge,
It
huge
is.
issue. Affordability is so hard to solve. I had this very sweet woman call me last week, and she's talking about, I want to move to Dripping. I'm from this area, and I'm like, okay, what's your budget? What are you thinking? And she was in the 300s, and it just broke my heart to say, I'm so sorry, ma'am, but you gotta go west, like way west.
Yeah.
Way west before we can see that again. Or you gotta go north, like way north before we can get into that
Yeah,
price point.
you can't hardly even go south and get into that price point.
No,
Um, I,
no.
yeah, it's hard, and it is. You're right. It's brutal that it is completely unaffordable to live in Dripping Springs. It's brutal.
It is. It is. It's hard to enter this market. And I've been listening to an economist.
Which one?
I don't know if my mom's watching or not, so I'm like, this might be offensive. But she predicts that we are going to have a housing crisis until 2030. Do you know why?
Well, I have got my own thoughts, but why?
It's when the baby boomers start to die.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. And I had never thought about that before. Not once.
So the idea there is that as we see a large population get smaller, then we're going to have more houses. Interesting.
Hmm.
I'd never considered that.
I hadn't either. And I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, that's morbid.
Yeah, it's completely morbid. Thanks. Our show just took a right turn here.
um,
Interesting. Oh, okay.
yeah.
And that's further out than I've seen anybody else predict. I've seen people say 5 years, and they've been saying 5 years for at least 7 years now. Uh, so 2030 is the farthest out I've seen people predicting an issue. So that's good knowledge.
Yeah, and we've all heard, and if you haven't heard, newsflash, they're not building enough houses.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough. Here, specifically in Dripping Springs within the city, we have an extended moratorium. So that was great when it was a 10-week moratorium. Like, we can do this flatten the curve. We're in it together. Um,
Yeah.
but now you have a huge backlog of things that cannot be approved, and rightfully so. They have to solve some
We
wastewater
got to
issues.
get the wastewater taken care of.
Like,
Yeah.
hands down, full stop, that has to be addressed. And I do not fault the city for putting that in place whatsoever. But I'm like, oh,
No.
we are in big trouble. We are in big trouble. Not building houses fast enough. You need to bring, I think it's like 1 million homes online per year nationwide.
Okay.
We have not done that, and it might even be
No.
more. It might be something crazy like 5 million, but I hate to like spit that number out because it
Yeah.
seems so huge. But between, COVID, supply chain issues, so on and so forth, there's just not enough houses being built. So they predict, the gal I was listening to, that 2030 it'll start to get better. But then when you think about this whole population of what did I plug into? The weekly drip, Amanda.
You missed the weekly drip and you went directly to after hours real estate. Sorry.
Then you you have a whole population, our first time home buyers, all these kids getting out of college, and I call them kids because they're much younger than I am at this
Yeah.
point. They're full functioning adults, and they can't get into the market because it's too dadgum expensive, and they have so much student loan debt, and they are getting jobs, and God bless them for getting said jobs,
Yeah.
but they can't afford a house.
Right.
So anyway, I digress. All that to say, welcome to the weekly drip. It is in the real estate world, and we're just so glad you're here.
Let's get out of the real estate world for a minute. Let's chat about Dripping Springs.
Let's talk about Dripping Springs.
Did you do anything fun in Drip last week?
I do fun stuff in Drip all the time. In fact, I am ban all kids from Drip, Michael. How did you know you would become my favorite? Um, I do fun things in Drip all the time. So Saturday though, I spent my typical Saturday morning at the ball field. Got to get my ball cap on. Rep Texas Provisions.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Does this appear the right way or is it
It's
backwards?
backwards, but that's okay. Well, no,
Okay.
it's fine. It's correct. Yeah.
Is this how it goes? Okay. So new hats will be at I almost said Farmers Day, at Founders Day. Owner Aaron Farmer will be there peddling these wares with some new designs. And I hear there's a Dripping Springs designs, like a specific Dripping Springs design.
Ooh. Ooh, very interesting. Getting the scoop today.
Something like that. Or a rant. I don't know which.
Maybe you want to either or. Oh, so you said I'm gonna use something you did this weekend to segue into something local, even though what you're going to talk about is not necessarily local. You said that y'all took Wyatt to motocross.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Before we started, I did mention
Yeah.
that, but I was like, no, I spent Saturday at the ball field with a local business owner that makes hats.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were going.
Sorry.
But yeah, we took Wyatt out to an event, to a motocross event, and I was hoping that it would kind of inspire him to plug into little speedsters.
That's exactly where I was going. You knew it.
Yeah, so they do, dirt bike training, and I guess motocross training
Yep.
for littles, but also bigs too. Like, you don't have to be 5 years old to be a part of it. But I think it was more of a good idea in theory. I don't think my son wants to be a motocross star. And that's
No. If y'all don't know what Ashley's talking about, a couple of local business owners, Christoph and Priscilla, Style and Beauty by Priscilla down on Mercer Street. They also have a motocross training program. And I think they start kids like really, really young, like maybe 4 or 5 years old.
like, I think they have bikes that have training wheels
They
on
do.
them.
They
Yeah,
100% do. I've seen them.
safety first.
Yeah, that's right. But they're over off of West Fitzhugh, I believe. But yeah, look up Little Speedsters on Facebook, because trust me, if you're looking for something for your kids to do in the summer or on weekends, and maybe they don't care about baseball or soccer or something, that could be something really cool. I've been trying to get my niece and nephew into it, but anyway, alas, I think they're along the same track as Wyatt, where motocross may not be their thing.
He's a timid child, mine is. He gets that from his mom.
I don't think Wyatt is timid at all, but
Well, when it comes to the possibility of falling down, yeah.
okay. Michael, they do not have scooters large enough for you. I'm sorry. They do. I'm just giving Michael crap. Um, so yeah, very cool. That's yeah. We don't talk about and I don't talk about little speedsters enough. What Christoph does with those kids is really really cool. And I think I believe that not only does he have gas powered bikes, but I believe he's got some electric ones as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's at least he was talking about buying some. That is that's a thing now. Electric motocross bikes.
Well, with the cost of gas.
Cost of gas. Well,
Makes
and neighbors, like they used to be located out here close to where I live, and some of the neighbors complained about the noise, even though the small bikes they're not as loud as a lawnmower. I mean, they're quiet. And he had been talking about getting some electric ones as well. So I'm curious. I thought he said he picked some up, but I'm not sure if he still has them.
All right, you'll have to check
I'll have
in,
to find out.
report back.
I will. I will. So we had a little fun yesterday. Two of our we were doing the Dripping with Taste Pass.
Fabulous. Where'd you go?
Yeah. Well, yesterday we hit a couple of close ones for me. Fitzhugh Brewing,
Mm,
which have you been to Fitzhugh?
mhm.
A few. Okay, I thought you had. Um, we were sitting out there. It was nice and just kids running around. They've got the giant jungle gym, but for some reason, both of the breweries we went to, I tried the same two styles of beer, and I was really impressed with both of them at both places. So at Fitzhugh, we had their red ale and also their hazy IPA because you know I'm an IPA guy, Michael. I'm
Sure.
going to get you drinking IPAs. Um,
Good luck.
yeah, I know,
That
and
sounds disgusting.
no, it's so amazing. Uh, but their red ale was really really clean. It was nice and refreshing even on a warm afternoon. And then after that, we went to Beerberg, and again had a hazy IPA and a red ale. Now their red ale was a little meatier, and I'll use that term not really knowing what it means, but it was just a little heavier than the one at Fitzhugh, but outstanding still, as was their hazy IPA. But do you want to know what stole the show?
I do.
You're probably going to be going to Beerberg soon.
Ooh. Do they
So
have a
you
cider?
no, they don't have a cider. This is not alcohol related. This is family fun related.
Oh, there's a map that exists for family-friendly breweries, distilleries, and wineries in Dripping Springs. There's
That's
an
good.
actual
There should
map.
be one. That's cool.
Yeah. So tell me more.
They have if you so again at both places, Beerberg and Fitzhugh, they have really good food. But at Beerberg, they have their own homemade ice creams. And we got a flight
Of ice cream?
of ice cream. They have ice cream flights. You can get 4 different ice creams.
That's a
And it's a
Sunday, friend,
and
for a
it's
banana
that
split.
is a fact. And it's big enough. Yeah, it's big enough to share, obviously. And so we got Mexican vanilla, and it was really good. And it had like some cinnamon in it and a little caramel on it. Yeah, really good. We did another coconut vanilla sorbet,
Ooh,
which was stellar.
I like all
Uh,
those words.
yes. We did a coffee Kahlua ice cream. Again, stellar. But the showstopper, they have a mushroom Rocky Road ice cream. That's
Mushroom Rocky
mushroom
Road.
Rocky Road, and it is amazing.
Fantastic.
Like, I love Rocky Road ice cream. It's probably one of my favorite flavors. And this mushroom Rocky Road was just like, oh, I felt like
Are
Homer
mushrooms
Simpson.
gonna be the next cauliflower?
I think mushrooms are way more popular than cauliflower now.
Like
Mushrooms are in everything.
for using them for different items
Yeah,
as a
because I've
sauce?
seen mushroom chips, and I mean, obviously you got fried mushrooms. I just don't know if you can eat a mushroom raw. Yeah, because I've seen mushrooms in salad.
You can definitely eat mushrooms raw.
I think there's some you probably shouldn't, though.
I mean, crazy
Oh,
things might happen.
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
that's what
no,
I'm
you
saying.
can
Like, I think some you should probably cook so that doesn't happen.
I
because I've
don't
been
think
told
that
that
part
cooking them.
even matters, but neither here nor there. Mushroom ice cream. This is so interesting. Mushroom IPA.
No, Michael, no.
Maybe that'll be Michael's gateway drug
The
into
gateway drug.
IPAs.
Michael's like, look, if I can drink an IPA and hallucinate, I might do it. But
I'm with
no,
Michael. That's probably the only way I would consider drinking an IPA.
it was fair enough, fair enough. But no, it was it just like you could tell the mushroom was in there because and I'm going to use a big foodie term here because of the umami that it had, and also it had like this a little bit more of an earthy flavor, but it just something about it was so good. I'm telling you guys, go to Beerberg and get some mushroom Rocky Road.
Mushroom Rocky Road.
Yep,
All right.
there you go. That was the showstopper for the weekend for me.
So it wasn't just a one-time thing. It's like an all the time thing.
I don't know if they have it on their menu all the time. It is there right now because some of the I don't remember if it was on the rotating or if it was on the I don't remember which side of it was on. Look, just don't wait and risk it. Just go. And if you don't like mushrooms, they've got all the other. I think they had 8 or 9 different flavors of ice cream. Like it was a lot of stuff.
Coconut
Coconut
sorbet sounds pretty amazing.
coconut vanilla sorbet was really good.
Did you know that Jester King's snorkel is brewed with mushrooms?
I did not know that.
Now you do.
Now I do.
Mhm.
I had Jester King beer for the first time in a long time at the Brewfest, and it was good. They had a pickle sour, and it was good. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a pickle sour. Watermelon sour. I apologize.
Okay.
Watermelon sour. And it was really good.
Yeah, I believe that. They do a lot of good sours.
Yeah, Amanda Bierberg. They've got a real eclectic kitchen. Their food is made in kitchen. I think they have a chef that works there, and he's good. And yes, their ice cream is really really good. So there you go.
Love it.
Oh, speaking of chocolate, everybody loves Dripping Springs Chocolate Company, don't they?
I I do love their
I was about
chocolates.
to say, were you going to say no?
Oh, no, I do. They have a sea salt that's really, really yummy,
Oh,
which is strange to me that, like, sea salt makes such a good addition to chocolate, but apparently mushrooms make a good addition to ice cream, so what do I know?
and after this, they're going to go get some mushrooms and start making a mushroom chocolate bar. Watch, they should. They really should. Um, you, here, Michael, this will interest you and some of the other people that are like me. They have chocolate done a couple of different ways with Garrison Brothers whiskey.
Hmm,
One of them, from what I understand, they take the whiskey barrels and they scrape the kind of the soot off the inside, and they put that into their chocolate. Oh my god,
interesting.
it's so good.
That's really interesting, and I believe their storefronts open on Fridays, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys can only go in, like, 1 day a week. I don't even know. But you can find Dripping Springs chocolate at most any shop up and down Mercer
I was
Street.
about to say Mercer has them,
Yeah,
or all of them now.
you'll see it all over the place, but gosh.
Time and Dough has it. I know. Yeah, so you can find it anywhere.
Mhm.
God, now I'm hungry.
What are you gonna do? Ice cream? Chocolate? Beer?
I mean, look, I'm less than a mile from Beerberg. I could walk over there and get some ice cream, but they're closed today.
Yeah.
Alas.
That's that's the headline. Local realtor arrested for breaking in for mushroom ice cream.
Breaks into brewery. That like everybody would predict that's me, but it would be for different reasons. They're like, "Oh, you broke into a brewery? Okay, yeah, we figured. For ice cream?"
Hmm. I'm with
Speak,
Stacy.
speaking of
Hmm.
breaking into breweries, 12 Fox. Go over there and break in for some beers. Anything else?
That's all I got, man. I'm just really excited that Founders is about to happen. Um, but
Oh.
Saturday from 4 to 7 at Founders Park, there is a free community crawfish boil. So, at no cost to you, people, come on out and join us. All are welcome.
Your
Well,
husband was kind enough to remind me of that as well.
oh,
So
did
he
he?
he wants to throw down some crawfish. I know that. Don't put that out in public, Stacy. I know that, but they don't.
I do know that to be true.
Oh
God
shoot.
bless Stacy and Joe. Like they're like,
Yeah.
we're closed, and they
Yeah, we're
leave. And they don't like come by and be like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Like,
yeah.
you don't seem to care.
They're just oh yeah, she's saying they hang out for the Wi-Fi. Um, okay, I'm going to and this will be wrapping up, I guess, unless you've got anything else. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, all good. Just an open invitation to the community. Free crawfish boil. We'll have a silent auction benefiting Rescue One More, which is exciting. And I will have a really amazing giveaway for anybody that wants to come through.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. I'm going to put out an APB. I need help. I talked last week that we had community date night all set up, right? And it was going to be Saturday morning of Founders Day, and we were going to do a brunch pop up with a trailer and have all this stuff. Well, the trailer that was supposed to do this for us decided that they were not going to do it because they could not find people to work it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'm a
is
little.
a 2022 statement if I've ever heard one.
So what I need is, are there any food trailers who could still do a brunch menu? Because everything else is ready. We've got the coffee. I think we got the goats for petting. We're working on the Bloody Marys and the mimosas and all of that stuff. We just need someone with a food trailer that wants to show up and get promoted locally, that can do a brunch menu. So help me out, guys. We got about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before then, and the sooner the better. So if anybody knows a good food trailer that can do brunch, please contact me, please, please,
So,
because I
of
want.
the people watching, Stacy, Chris is talking directly to you, but he's not saying that.
Not necessarily,
Ever.
but Stacy knows all the good food truck people
She
anyway. So
does.
okay, there we go. I've put out my plea, trying to pull this off still. So there you go.
It's going to be great. It's all going to work out.
Oh, of course it will. It always does. It works out the way that it's supposed to every time, 100% of the time. Cool. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Guys, we're here every Monday. Usually we don't start off with real estate and depressing depressing predictions. But you know what? Today we did, and it was good knowledge. It's great
It
knowledge. People
wasn't
need to know that.
depressing. It was just true.
Well, yeah, that's right. It was just factual. You can react to it however you care to. That's what Gap in the Game taught me. How
My
many?
sign off hat.
Okay. I can't even compete with that, guys. So we'll be back next Monday at 2 o'clock. And until then, if you need any help with anything around town, feel free to reach out to us. If you need help with any kind of real estate, we're good at that as well. We will talk to y'all next week.
Toodaloo.